Y'all, it's story time. True story. True story. Really happened. So, I moved into my own house. This is when I was way younger. And I had a friend that was talking about backdoor cleanup work. And I was like, what the heck is backdoor cleanup work, right? I'm thinking going to the back of your house and cleaning off the yard. That ain't what he's talking about. He was talking about shaving the inside of your crack. Around your booty hole. I was like, well, that can't be that bad. He was like, well, he said, I think everybody needs to. It keeps everything clean, which I can understand that. Yeah, a lot of people have dingleberries and stuff like that that hang onto the hair. I get it. So, about a week later, I was like, well, I was getting ready for a show. This is back in my young years before Jordan became Jordan. Jordan at that time was a drag queen named Envy, which Envy McLean is on YouTube if y'all want to see some of them shows. Anyway, so I ran my bath water because I was like, there ain't no way I could do this in the shower, right? Because I'm gonna have to squat. Because I always had a little bit of little junk in my trunk. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot, but a little bit. And it'd be hard to open up the hole, the crack open, and shave it at the same time. So I did this on a Thursday night because I knew that Saturday I had a show. So it was prep work, right? Thursday and Friday were prep works for the next Saturday for that show. Okay, that's how this went. If you needed to wax anything, clean your ears out, wax nose hair, wax eyebrows, whatever needed to do, you needed to do it the Thursday and Friday. Okay, because it's a 2-day process before the show. So I squatted in the bathroom. And now remember, this is my first time ever doing this. Nobody told me nothing about what type of razor to use. Nobody told me anything about this process. So I'm going in there blindsided because Jordan back in the day was a little naive and didn't think about stuff. It just happened. So I was squatted in the bath water, shaving with an old timey big razor. Y'all know what the big razors look like because that's all they made back in the days. You didn't have all this Gillette and all this. You just had big. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's all you had back in the day was big razors. All this other stuff was just crap. Let me tell you, the first side went good. The second side was okay. But then I started getting closer to the boo-boo. The little hole. The little poop shooter. If I tell, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I nicked my poop shooter, and when I say I nicked it, let me tell you, nicking your poop shooter is a pain you'll never forget. And then it's your poop shooter, so it don't stop bleeding. Okay. So I was sitting there putting pressure on it, and it wouldn't stop bleeding, wouldn't stop bleeding. Finally, I had one of my roommates came over, and y'all remember the old Tampax, the big thick ones that was just had one sticky side. It didn't have the wings. It was just. I was like, there, and I told her, I said, there ain't no way I'm gonna be able to do this show. It won't stop bleeding. This was Friday, after I did it Thursday, and I wore that darn big old thick 50-pound Tampax in back of my underwear. And that thing, even Saturday, woke up, it was still bleeding. Luckily, she gave me a few. She gave me like 5 or 6. And I ended up having to cancel my show that night because back in those days, we didn't have padded hips or anything. You used duct tape to hide your genitals. You get what I'm saying? Especially with a thong queen, because I was known for thongs and bras. That's what I was known for. Outfits that was revealing and that you had a strip about this wide that went up the crack of the butt. And I was like, there ain't no way I can hide this. Ain't no way. So I had to quit. I mean, let me tell y'all, and Don't do nothing like that to your poop shooter, okay? Cause I'm gonna tell you, you don't know pain until you mess around with that poop shooter, with something that sharp. Cause I was walking funny. I swear everybody thought I had went and rode horses for 3 or 4 days straight. I ain't lying. But luckily, I was on vacation that week from my job I had, and thank God, I think it was like that Tuesday when I had to go back to work, or Wednesday, and it finally stopped bleeding that following Monday. But I'm gonna tell you, don't mess around with a razor around your poop shooter. I'm just saying, do not mess around with a razor around your poop shooter. That's a lesson learned. And to this day, I ain't fooling around with no poop shooter razor. No, I might get a little bit of, I might get close, but we ain't going up in there like that. I don't even know how it happened. It was so quick. But now, here's the catch to all this. So I told my friend who was a gay guy, I said, "How do you do that without cutting yourself?" He said, "Honey, you have to get these other razors that had the little. It's like a razor inside, like a little. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's those fancy razors." He said, because you don't want to get all up in there. You do want to get around the edges. But nobody told me that. I sit here and suffered for a week trying to get this thing to stop. I was at a point where I was thinking about going to get me a tampon and shoving up in that thing. It was that bad. It was that bad. And that's the poop shooter story. Okay? That's the poop shooter story. Jordan cut her poop shooter with a big razor. Nobody told me not to use a brand new one. And then my friend guy, who was a gay guy, he was like, "No, baby, you got to use this other type of razor to do that with." Well, why didn't you state that to start with? Why didn't you tell us, Why didn't you state that to start with? But anyway, that's the poop shooter story. Love you.